What is good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Foxy. Welcome back to the Fox's Den. Getting into another reaction. Finally back to recording. You've probably seen my video if you're watching this from a couple days ago, and throughout the week I've been, uploading One Piece reactions, and that's what I had pre-recorded from, I don't know, maybe month and a half, 2 months ago, something like that, because we got a good amount of One Piece to watch, and we're gonna catch up slowly but surely. And so I've been uploading those throughout the week from what I had and pre-recorded, which was, I think, episodes 1125 through 1130. 1130 will literally be going up today, which is Saturday, August 16th. So we are recording episode 1131. That's what we're getting into. We have just started to get into the Kuma backstory, and holy fuck, buckle up. This is quite the ride. It's very rough, very tragic. I mean, we've always known that Kuma has gone through a lot, or we could assume as much from what we've seen of him in the present timeline and what we've learned about him thus far throughout the story of One Piece. But truly going into how much he's been through, like, ever since, like, his childhood, like literally since 4 years old, into slavery, just because of his blood and his heritage and being a buccaneer. His dad was, full-blooded buccaneer. His mom was not, but because of such, and it being associated with a buccaneer and, creating a family, they were all thrown into slavery at the same time, which was, at the time for him, he was 4 years old. I mean, that is just fucking insane, bro. These celestial dragons, these people in power, the World Five Elders, like, they are just, oh my god, bro, it's so fucking rage-inducing, dude. So we're getting into 1131. If you saw my video kind of explaining where I have been, I think that's literally what I titled it, is like, where have I been? I had a couple of vacations, work was really busy for a little bit, and that's pretty much why I hadn't gotten to it. I also had some issues with my computer and, like, just my setup in general, mainly concerning Windows 11, because I updated my setup recently. Like, I got a new desk and stuff, got a new computer, and set all that stuff up. And then once I did, and now I'm on Windows 11, I ran into an issue with network file sharing for whatever reason. Should be something simple, but of course with Windows 11 it is not. And that really killed my momentum for a little bit, and, like, kind of just chalked my vibe in getting these reactions done and staying on schedule. And that's kind of what started the, like, short little break that I had, and then everything else cascaded into that. Like, I took a couple trips, or I had some time off from work, and then getting back from those vacations and trips, etc. Work was really busy at the time. I'm in a good spot now where I think I can stay on schedule. I have done very well so far this week, and I'm trying to keep that momentum going just for forever, hopefully. So we're getting into One Piece, 1131, and I think the other shows that I mentioned that we're going to be getting into at some point, Gachi Akuta, Kaiju number 8 season 2, and Fire Force season 3. I got to finish up. I've only done one episode of that so far. That's on the channel. And then I want to get back to My Hero at some point, because I never ended up finishing My Hero season 7. I think I only got like 3 episodes in, so I'm really trying to fucking watch that and get that, reacted and done, because it's been so long, and I'm, like, itching to fucking watch that. So that's probably gonna be the schedule, instead of, like, catching up. Like, the only reason why this week I did straight One Piece is just because I just wanted to edit and upload and not have to worry about recording last weekend, and also get those pre-recorded, kind of old reactions out of the way, which the last one of that will be going up today. So now we can get back to recording and reacting. I'm so fucking excited. Last episode, I'm pretty sure we left off with the whole, like, God Valley stuff, and seeing Kuma and Ginny and Yvonne and them going through that situation. A little sneak peek of some of the stuff, like, just not, they didn't dive too much into the Rocks versus Roger Pirates and all that stuff, but God Valley was a crazy incident that we've heard numerous times throughout One Piece. So if we get a full thing of that at some point, whether it's a movie or whatever, that'd be fucking awesome. Don't know if that would ever happen, but that would be sick. And I think we saw, at the end of that episode, or maybe like the second half, like, kind of like Kuma and Ginny ending up staying together at Kuma's hometown, and then I think the very end of the episode, if I'm not mistaken, was them like kind of breaking down together, like realizing that they were, you know, that they were actually eating a meal and could actually be full. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually had enough food to just eat as much as they want. And it hit Ginny all of a sudden, like, man, I miss this. Like, you know, what the fuck? You know, because I think she was in slavery, or was thrown into slavery at the same time that Kuma was, or at the same age, like 4 years old. So they've both been through a lot. And that's where we left off. So I'm very excited to see some more of his backstory. I remember reading it in the manga. It was fucking insane. We're going to be here for a good couple episodes. I don't know how many exactly. I think the backstory's finished up now in terms of like once I catch up like to whatever the current episode is that has released, or the most recent one. So I think the most recent episode or whatever's gonna drop this week or whatever, most updated One Piece episodes should be out of the backstory by now. And I don't even know what number that is. But let's get into it. Very excited to get more into this Kuma backstory. It is a wild ride, and you learn a lot, but also get a very, very keen look into what Kuma went through, along with the people around him. So let's get into it. Without further ado, One Piece 1131. If you guys enjoy it, please like down below, comment, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. Let's get into it. One Piece 1131. Alrighty, focusing on a nice episode with Kuma and Ginny. Yep, his hometown. Okay, alright, nice little time skip again within the flashback. It's been 8 years since then. This guy is just such a good dude, man. Like, so fucking unfortunate how much he had to go through in life. He's such a good guy. Yeah, you have no idea where the fuck they went and how much they've been through. Happy somewhere? Yeah, in the afterlife. As fucking Kuma's dad, and they've talked about before, you know, the kind of the theme, be better off dead. And that's a sad truth. Ginny putting her foot down like, nah, son. Okay, she's 21 now, so Kuma's the same age, right? We're not living longer for nothing. Oh, classic, as usual, a king who doesn't give a fuck about his people. Look at his ugly fuck. Of course he does suck up to celestial dragons. Look at him, he's just as ugly as they are. Shout out Oda, bro. Any character that's an asshole in this show, they just look ugly as fuck. Bro, you think that with how much Kuma went through, I mean, we're still early on in this backstory, but with how much he went through in his childhood, that he'd be like depressed or not want to help people because he's just been through so much, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of reserved, alone. But he continues to be such a good guy. See, this is what I thought. Yeah, okay, alright, sure enough, yeah. He's taking all their pain, but that pain has to go somewhere. If you remember the incident with Luffy and Zoro back with in Thriller Bark when they first met Kuma, and Zoro took on all of Luffy's pain, that pain has to go somewhere. He took it on himself. That is crazy, bro. And he told them come every week. See, this is why Ginny, she's not trying to be an asshole on purpose, but she's the one that witnesses him do this and takes on all that pain. So obviously it upsets her. Oh, man. The amount of resolve you have to do that. Obviously, he feels really good about helping people, but wow, dude. See, he's willing to do it because he just likes seeing them so happy. When Kuma was 22. So 5 years had passed. So Ginny's a little bit older than Kuma, I think. By about 5 years, I guess. No, wait. She was 21 5 years before this. So he was... 22 minus 5, like 17? The soundtrack, man. I got an idea. She just finally decided one day, like, yeah, I'm just gonna ask him. Fuck it. Let's do it. Oh, wow. She grabbed his shit like, yo, what the fuck you mean, no? He doesn't want to risk her safety. He remembers everything that he went through, or what his dad went through for, yeah. Yep. He doesn't want her to share the same fate. When Dragon was starting to make his rise. She ain't gonna take no for an answer. Are those fucking kids that made fun of him back in the day? Like an episode or two ago? Because wasn't it like 3 kids, or maybe it was just 2 that were making fun? I don't know, maybe. I could be tripping. Here we go with these fucking halfway screens dedicated to the flashback, dude. Like, oh my god. Or the backstory, I should say. Okay, we're getting through quite a couple years of them spending time together here at the Sorbet Kingdom. Bro, they locking up the old people that he been helping? You better be careful who you talking to. You better get smacked the fuck up. Bro, you despicable fucks. What did they do that you're fucking kidnapping them and arresting them for? His Majesty's policy? Yeah, alright, yeah, this king's gotta go, bruh. Like y'all gonna do anything. This is light work for Kuma. Done. Good luck with that, bud. Yeah, you touching a fucking nerve with him. Talking about enslaving them? Like, yeah, nah. He pissed. That's what I'm fucking talking about, Kuma. Staying on business. Yeah, damn right it's not. Just the north part of the island. That's where Kuma's church is and all the old people live. Yeah, like this fucking guy, dude. They actually locked him up? How the fuck did they actually even get him? What? Or did he just accept it? Or no, it's literally all of the fucking people that live in the south of the kingdom. Oh, so they were doing the same thing. That's one. That shit was already on his mind because he keeps on paying attention to the paper with Dragon and him starting his like kind of revolutionary army at the time, at this time. He's like, yeah, man, fuck it. I've been wanting to do this shit anyway. Oh, is that who's coming to save them right now? Yeah, it turned bitch real quick, huh? Hey, yep, Yvonne and Dragon. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So this is how Yvonne and them are reunited, and then I guess Kuma is gonna meet Dragon for the first time. Dragon! Yo, look at young Dragon, bro. God damn, dude, he's so fucking cool. Bro, I can't wait until we learn more about this man. He gotta have some sort of devil fruit or something, right? That's what you've been waiting for. So with the addition of Kuma, that's what truly like made them into, or gave them the title of Revolutionary Army. Yeah, indeed. Like, there's probably a good amount of people in the Navy that actually want to help people, but either their personalities or views change because of the rules and regulations and them being under the Celestial Dragons, or they just feel helpless and they're like, well, I'm already in this profession, so I'm just gonna fucking do what I'm told. Right away, ask them if anybody's sick or hurt. Let me take on that pain for y'all real quick, and then I'll be on my way again. Dude, fucking so much time is passing. She became a captain. Who the fuck was that pulling up on Ginny's squad? Oh, great. Yep. Abducted? Yeah, Kuma's like, nope, fuck that. I'm out. Damn, already? Fuck, man. That fell fast as hell, dude. Damn. Oh. Bro, I forgot how fast these episodes go by whenever I'm fucking having fun reacting and watching these shits, man. God damn. Alrighty, guys. What another amazing episode of One Piece. 11:31 down. A lot of time passed in this episode. We just kind of got a nice little sped up version, or I guess just sped up through a couple years of Kuma and Ginny spending time again together at the Sorbet Kingdom, seeing that his home country, his home kingdom, whoever's king was put into place at the time whenever they were growing up there, and you know, I guess being kind of raising each other and taking care of the people or the old folks and whoever was in the south part of the kingdom through their like teenage adult lives, becoming adults. That this king was literally a puppet of the celestial dragons and trying to enact things that, were just fucked up. And the main thing being that there's this heavenly tribute. So if you're, a country or kingdom that is a part of the Reverie and a part of that alliance with the entire rest of the world, I think it's like 20 kingdoms, so the Sorbet Kingdom must have been one of them, then you have to, like, pay them or send tributes to the celestial dragons, which is like food, all kinds of stuff, supplies, but mainly food. And obviously that's all concerning of money, right? So the fact that the south population of Sorbet Kingdom wasn't able to provide much because they're not as wealthy as the northern part of the kingdom, he was like, yeah, fuck them, we're just going to cut them out of the picture. And so he started abducting them and he was going to enslave them. And just that would like get rid of that portion of the population to where he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. And obviously Kuma was not fucking with that. He was like, nah, we're not doing that. Hell no. You're gonna not abduct these people. I ain't fucking with you enslaving anybody, because he knows firsthand what that's like in going through that sort of hell. So does Ginny. So Kuma was the first to try and save them, or ended up saving them and letting them escape. And then he got locked up for it, along with Ginny and those three guys that I'm pretty sure those were the kids that were fucking like making fun of him or something, like whenever they first got back from God Valley and whatnot. I could be wrong, but I feel like it is. Regardless, they were locked up for their rebellion, so to speak, and that's when the Revolutionary Army, Dragon and Yvonne and whoever else they had already recruited at the time. This was before I think they were even called the Revolutionary Army. This is like the very early stages of them, because at the time, I think they kept on saying a phrase, freedom fighters. So this was before they even pegged the title or earned the title, whatever, of Revolutionary Army. They come and save Kuma, obviously reuniting with Yvonne, and they meet Dragon for the first time in person, and Kuma was already talking about it and seeing the news come in the newspapers of the freedom fighters and thinking along the same, thought process, like, I would love to do that. I would love to go out to sea and still be able to help people in some way. And that means a lot to him, as you can see, because in the beginning of the episode, we saw how much he was helping the old folks in the south part of Sorbet Kingdom. He's taking on their pain, or, removing their pain and their sickness and stuff like that, because he truly just likes being a good person. He enjoys seeing them happy once he helps them. But as we've learned with his power way back in Thriller Bark with the Zoro, situation, like, nothing happened. That pain that is removed has to go somewhere. If it doesn't, it eventually goes back to the original user or the original person who had that pain. So all of that pain accumulating into one spot from all those old people, it's a decent amount of pain. Not as much as the pain that Luffy had and that Zoro took on for Luffy in Thriller Bark, but still, doing that every week, I mean, you saw how much it affected him once he took it on. And then, he has to rest, and Ginny's taking care of him, and that's why Ginny was giving the old folks such a hard time. They're like, oh, here comes the mean Ginny. Oh my God, she's got such a bad mouth. It's because she's used to seeing that every week. She lives with him, so nobody else knows that's what he's going through when he helps them. Obviously, Kuma wouldn't want them to know because he enjoys seeing how happy they are, and obviously if they were aware of that, they probably would, you know, change their feelings on seeing him so often and getting help. They'd feel some type of way like, well, that's not fair to you. You know what I'm saying? Which it probably isn't. But he doesn't want them to know that, because then they would be worried about him just as Ginny is and probably stop coming for help. But he enjoys helping them. So that's been on his mind throughout his whole life. And that's what I mentioned earlier in the episode too, is it's crazy how Kuma still turned out to be such a good person after going through so much of what he did as a child, from 4 years old until, like, you know, leaving God Valley. I mean, that's a lot for a kid. You know, in terms of like that's like some actual tragic, insane shit to go through. I mean, there's plenty of other instances of kids, you know, having some sort of trauma in some way. Like even myself, like not like to a super extent like that, but something as simple as like, oh, your parents separating at a certain age when you were a kid, and depending on how messy or, you know, how smooth it was, or if they argued at all, if they yelled in front of you, and stuff like that. Like my parents were divorced. Wasn't the smoothest divorce at all. But it wasn't, that pales in comparison to something like that. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he still came out a genuine great person who wanted to help people is just, it says everything about his character. He's just such a good guy. So this was a really good episode, seeing that early stages of his life, and seeing him grow up with Ginny, and you know, Ginny really developing a connection with him, and wanting to marry him, and, you know, all that stuff. And then obviously eventually joining the Revolutionary Army, or joining the Freedom Fighters, and then with that addition they eventually became the Revolutionary Army, and they grow bigger, they have more members join and train up, and start getting more of a name for themselves. And then at the very end of the episode, we see that Ginny, she was a captain of the Revolutionary Army at the time, and so she had her own squad that was not a part of Kuma's squad. So that's what she, you know, when we saw her in that moment while she was sitting there with her squad, she's like, oh, I'm so excited, we're meeting up with Kuma's squad, I can finally see Kuma again. You know what I'm saying? She's just so giddy to see him, because it seems that, you know, once they joined, they're probably separated and not together all the time like they were before, because they just got jobs to do. And then that's when, you know, whoever from the squad, I guess, calls in the Dragon and the rest of the Revolutionary Army, like the higher ups of it, which includes Kuma. So Kuma's there on the other end of the line for the conversation, and that's when they find out that Ginny's been abducted. And it's like, bro, here we fucking go. Just more fucking bullshit for Kuma, man. Like, god damn, give this guy a break. So obviously he's not gonna be happy about that. He out. Like I know for a fact, like, he gonna be trying to help her as much in any way that he can, or just try and leave immediately. Who knows what the actual situation is, though? I'd guess that, you know, it's definitely the world government involved, or somebody. I can't remember the exact details because it's been so long since I've read these chapters, but that's why we shall see in the next episode and the episodes to come. So, without further ado, that's going to do it for this reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If y'all did, please like down below, comment, subscribe for new, hit that notification bell so you know the next one's dropping. Let me get my fucking lighter, because I forget how to do my fucking own outro since I don't record for so long. I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all be good. Deuces.